welcome to The Explainer. We're jumping right in today because we are tackling a topic that is absolutely crucial for anyone who handles the money in their household. Look, if you're the one managing the net worth spreadsheets, if you have the Vanguard logins completely memorized, and if you're the one who always remembers to pay the property taxes on time, well, congratulations, you are your family's chief financial officer. But while being the CFO is a vital role, it comes with an enormous, often unspoken responsibility that we really need to address right now.
Seriously, take a second to think about this. If you were gone tomorrow, what actually happens? It's kind of a terrifying reality to face. What would occur if you just suddenly disappeared from the picture, leaving your family without the critical financial knowledge that currently exists only in your head?
This brings us to what we call a massive invisible risk zone, the family CFO versus the knowledge gap. You know, in so many households, financial management is completely lopsided. One partner does all the heavy lifting. They track the investments, rebalance the portfolio. They know exactly where every single dollar goes. Meanwhile, the other partner is just happy that things are being handled. But this creates a ticking time bomb. The knowledge gap between the person who knows everything and the person who knows very little is profoundly dangerous.
Take Jason, an early retiree from the channel Two Sides of FI. He openly admitted that he does the lion's share of the financial organizing for his household, and he realized something really profound. When you hold 100% of the financial knowledge in your own mind, you are creating a tremendous hazard for your loved ones. As he put it, if you unexpectedly pass away or become debilitated, your family will be completely lost.
Okay, let me ask you a direct, maybe slightly uncomfortable question. If you fell into a coma today, would your spouse even know how to log in and pay the electricity bill next week? It's an abrupt shift in how we think about our money, isn't it? We spend so much time optimizing our savings rates, but we often totally ignore the basic, immediate operational tasks that actually keep the lights on. If your answer to this question is no, then you absolutely need to pay attention to what we're covering next.
All right, Section 1. The nightmare scenario, the burden of grief and chaos.
Look, it's bleak, but we need to paint a real picture here. Imagine a grieving spouse being forced to navigate a chaotic financial scavenger hunt entirely on their own. Imagine them trying to arrange a funeral, manage the probate process, and just, keep the kids fed. Now, on top of all of that, add the frantic task of trying to guess two-factor authentication codes for 6 different brokerage accounts. Imagine them desperately trying to locate life insurance policies, discovering investment accounts they didn't even know existed, and trying to track down when the car insurance is due. The absolute last thing any of us would want to do is burden the people we leave behind with this kind of chaos.
By failing to document your financial life, you're basically handing your family a 10,000-piece puzzle, but you threw away the box with the picture on it. And you're doing this right in the middle of their worst emotional crisis. It causes delayed payouts, missed bills, and just an incredible amount of unnecessary stress for the people you care about most.
So here is the brutal reality check. A massive investment portfolio means absolutely zero if your family has no idea how to access it. You might have the most perfectly crafted financial independence plan in the entire world, but it is completely broken if your surviving spouse doesn't have the knowledge to run it on their own. Moving on to Section 2, the solution, building the legacy drawer. Now for the good news. We are pivoting right now from the problem to an incredibly empowering solution. Let's compare a legal will to a legacy drawer, because this isn't just a standard will. A will merely tells people who gets your stuff, right? A legacy drawer, on the other hand, tells your family exactly how to run your life when you aren't there to do it. It's a functional, practical playbook for your household's machinery.
So how do we actually do this? Here are the highly actionable steps. Step 1, detail accounts. You need to list out every bank account, every credit card, every investment account, and every insurance policy. Step 2, provide passwords. Include the logins for your password manager and instructions on how to literally access your phone. Step 3, outline operational tasks. You've got to write a step-by-step guide on exactly how to pay the monthly bills.
And crucially, please do not just write this on a single piece of paper and shove it in a dusty book. Jason from Two Sides of FI shared a brilliant strategy. You must keep this side letter of instruction accessible electronically in multiple places. By storing it in multiple secure digital locations, he makes it incredibly easy for his wife, Lori, or his executor to find it instantly if something happens to him. Actually, another fantastic way to bridge this knowledge gap way before a crisis hits is what Eric and his wife, Laura, use, a divide-and-conquer strategy. Eric handles the investment side of the portfolio, while Laura handles the bill-paying and routine bookkeeping.
By actively splitting up the financial chores, they ensure that both partners actually understand the machinery of the household. It's just an incredible way to close that knowledge gap organically.
All right, Section 3, the maintenance, the New Year's review habit. Because building the drawer, that's just step one. Your financial life isn't static. It is constantly changing as you open new accounts, change passwords, and move money around. Because of this, a 5-year-old legacy drawer is completely useless. If you put all this effort into building a side letter of instruction and then never update it after changing your bank or your two-factor authentication, you completely defeat the entire purpose of having the document in the first place.
So, what's the fix? Well, it's the simple power of doing this just one single time a year. Jason utilizes a brilliant, totally straightforward strategy to keep his system updated. He sets a calendar reminder every single New Year's to update his side letter of instruction. Just one dedicated day.
Here's what that dedicated financial date looks like in practice. First, you update all the account numbers. Second, you refresh any operational tasks that have changed. Third, you sit down with your partner and discuss it together. You actually talk through where the money is and what needs to be done. And finally, you confirm the storage location so you are both on exactly the same page annually.
Now, I know, spending New Year's Day talking about what happens if one of you passes away sounds like a pretty morbid way to ring in the new year, right? But honestly, having this document completely organized and reviewed annually helps both partners sleep significantly better at night. The total peace of mind that results from this one-day exercise makes it incredibly worthwhile. Before we wrap up, quick question for you to think about regarding your own setup. When it comes to your most sensitive financial documents, which method do you actually prefer? Are you a physical binder and a fireproof safe kind of person, or do you prefer keeping everything locked down in secure cloud storage? There are pros and cons to both, for sure, but the absolute most important thing is that your partner knows exactly which one you chose and how to get into it.
Which brings us to Section 4, the ultimate act of love, leaving peace of mind.
Look, we spend decades building our wealth. We sacrifice, we invest, we plan for financial independence. But the ultimate act of love isn't just leaving a giant pile of money behind. It's leaving behind peace of mind. Building this side letter of instruction takes a few hours of your time tops, but it will save your family months of agonizing stress. So here's a direct call to action, your homework for this explainer. If you are the CFO of your family, start documenting your accounts this weekend. Please do not wait until it's too late. So, I want to leave you with this one final provocative thought. When it's your time to go, will you leave behind just a pile of money, or will you leave behind peace of mind? Take immediate responsibility for your family's future, build your legacy drawer, and give them the gift of absolute clarity. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I really hope this empowers you to get your financial house in perfect order.